Hello guys, this is the second installment of our Krampe Half pipe trailer build. In the first video you seen me install the motor here and work on this screw mechanism, but I could only find at that time a short piece of the larger screw that we need for this mechanism, because it's the screw mechanism is in two pieces. So I said I'd find a piece or find something that could do the job, and I found these brass standoffs. These are 50mm long brass standoffs, and they're threaded for M3 in the middle. And basically this was the simplest thing that I thought would work for the job. So we're gonna give this a go today, see can we thread the outside of this bar and then use it as our extension for our screw mechanism. So it doesn't look too out of place. It's a little bit taller than the top of the trailer there, but I think it'll be okay. Because this is longer, I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to make a threaded bar from our from a nail again, and I'm going to cut it so that when the whole screw mechanism is threaded in, this this bit of a threaded bar that I make will just be slightly below the top of the brass standoff, so we'll get the full extension of that. So that's that should give us much more than what we're already getting from this. I should say that this is supposed to be a guide how to do it in a simple way, because the obvious way to do this is to find someone with a lathe who's willing to help you out and just get these couple of pieces turned on a lathe. You could just have 2 or 3 brass pieces and they would mate to the motor spun on a lathe if you have access to that. But this is intended for people who don't have access to that. So brass standoffs, I think these are 50mm long. I think there was 10 of them in the pack, and they only cost me €1 or €2 from eBay. Nails, there's loads of them. They were really cheap. I forget even how much they cost. These lock nuts for tightening the bar to our brass connection piece that we made in the last one, they were only a couple of euros as well. And a tap and die set for threading the brass bar. So this is basically what you get. I think I need a M5 or M6 tap for this, or die for this, I mean, and we can thread the outside of this bar. Well, that's what we're going to try to do today, but that's pretty inexpensive. Over here in Ireland we have a store called Aldi. It might be in most of the world as well, I'm not sure, but they tend to have things like this in for maybe 10 or 20 euros. A good set of could range from M3 up to M10 tap and die set, or in America maybe that's in Imperial, I'm not sure, but anyway, that's the plan for today, and hopefully that will work out. So the first thing I need to do is to drill out the threads from most of this standoff. That will be because we want to, when we thread our bar here, we're going to leave a section on the end which is going to be our hard stop, and if we drill out the threads up to M3 here, or sorry, if we drill out the standoff to 3mm up and only leave a couple of threads on the end, our hard stop will be able to move up the shaft until it reaches the threads here, at which point it will lock in place and start to spin this brass standoff, which will then screw itself up through the bolt. I need to get another but it might not be a bolt. I'll have something here that will be threaded to take this shaft, so that should extend our trailer the entire way up. So first thing to do is drill that out and try and thread the outside. We'll see how that works. Okay, first thing to do is to drill this out, and my drill bit is shorter than the 50mm standoff, so I'm just gonna drill the whole length of this drill bit, and that should be good enough for this. so now we have one side drilled out, so our M3 bolt can just slide in and out of that side, and we have threads on the other side. So there you go. That's exactly what we want. So next thing we need to do is make our threaded bar that's going to screw in and out on this. Okay, so now we're left with our threaded bar with our little hard stop on the end. It's just at the top here, so we can just now thread that into our little brass piece here. So now we want to move that in, screw it in so that it's flush with the top here, and cut the end to length so that it fits correctly on the top of our motor. Okay, so that's flush to there now. So we'll just cut the end off here so that it will screw into this piece of brass down here and has enough room for a nut on the end of it. Just a little side note, fastest way to screw this in and out when you're trying to get to when you're trying to get it into a measured position is to just use your drill. Okay, so there's the inner threaded bar is now cut to length. It's going to have that nut on it to tighten it into the joint to the motor. So the next thing we need to do is thread this bar up here, leaving another hard stop on the top here. Okay, so this is the screw end of our brass standoff. So what's going to happen is this is going to screw in here, and when the hard stop of our inner screw hits the hard stop of our brass thing, it's going to start to thread it this way, which will cause our outer bolt or whatever threaded piece we use to move up the ways. So we need to leave a hard stop on the opposite end to our threaded side of our standoff. So we need to start threading this bar this way. So for this we're going to use an M6 tap. Okay, so we have our little mechanism finished, so I'll just demonstrate how it should work with the drill. that is basically what we're trying to do. So we've considerably more extension there than we did before. So I'd say that is a considerable improvement. The screw mechanism is now finished. We have our hard stop on the top of our threaded standoff. I put another one on the bottom with some solder. I just soldered it on the bottom of the brass standoff here, just below our threads, so that when this nut came down, it hit that hard stop and this entire standoff would screw down. Also, you'll see that I have a M6 nut here. I've soldered some copper wire onto it to connect it to the trailer here, and I just have this temporary bar here. I'll cut that to length and put 2 nuts on either side of that, and that should be pretty good. So I'll show you it working now. Okay, so it's a little bit shaky, but it's pretty good. We have a lot higher tipping angle now than we had before, which is pretty good, and the screw mechanism seems to work pretty well. I could do with oiling it up a little bit, but other than that, it seems to be going pretty good. So there you go. That's the screw mechanism finished on our half pipe trailer. So the next thing we'll have to do is take a look at the electronics. So that'll be the next episode in this series, so make sure and subscribe so you don't miss out on that. And if you have any comments or suggestions, either post them below or in the forum. And that's everything I have for today, so thanks very much for watching.